Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your November 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic Cross spread as always, and also pulled 4 agreements and Wisdom Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your folks should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have Neptune, and actually Neptune is just about to be moving out of your sign. It's currently retrograde. It's about to move right back into Pisces on the 22nd of this month. So before we even get into November, it'll be out of your sign. But yeah, Neptune in general could point to spirituality and also, sometimes confusion, deception, and generally speaking, that for you guys will be your 12th house when it goes to Pisces, which points to some of those themes as well: spirituality, blind spots, mental health. Alright, we have 11. So 11th house energy for you guys is Aquarius, and as far as what we have going on there, we have Pluto. It was retrograde not too long ago, and it's actually direct again. But 11th house in general points to friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. And we have Aries, so that's you guys, obviously. So yeah, as far as what's going on in your sign, well, like I said, we're pretty much gonna have Neptune moving out of your sign before we physically get into November. But Chiron's still there, of course, and we had a full moon in your sign not too long ago, so you might still be feeling the residual effects of that. But yeah, this could also just be saying you guys might have a little bit more focus on yourselves this month. Alright, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 8 of Swords, the Gemini energy, and challenging that, we have Justice, Libra energy. So this could just be saying that for some of you might actually be reluctant to communicate around something, and if that's the case, it could just be because maybe there was an injustice around the situation. Now, of course, for some of you, not the majority of you, but some of you, this might even be one of those things that might have escalated to the point of legal action. So for some of you, it could just be one of those things where it could be like court ordered, or maybe your legal representation is telling you, hey, you got to be very tight-lipped about what you say in the situation until we get the things resolved legally, right? But yeah, either way, I feel like it's whether it's playing out in the 3D sense like that or more of a spiritual sense. I feel like this is saying might be held back from communicating something right now because karmically there's something being worked out behind the scenes at this time. In the foundation position, we have the 6 of Wands. So this is Leo energy here, which you guys is your 5th house, romance, creativity, children. But yeah, I'm seeing this here. It'll just be saying that whatever the situation is around, it looks like ultimately you will be perceived in a positive manner around the situation. So maybe that's part of why you're remaining a little bit tight-lipped right now as well, because you might know that, okay, you're in the right? But you're like, all right, let me let all of that play out, and then eventually you'll be vindicated. So that could be how you're approaching it at this time. In the past position, we have the 3 of Swords. So yeah, so this definitely could be a situation that caused you a lot of disappointment. For some of you, this might have been around a partnership, whether it be a romantic partnership, a business partnership, friendship, you name it, right? But looks like there definitely could have been some disappointment around the situation where maybe there was more influence injected into the situation than you were hoping for. And we do see that the Justice card, the sword, is pointing right at that 3 of Swords as well. So it definitely seems to be a significant indicator of what this is related to. In the present position, we have the King of Pentacles. So yeah, if this was more of a financial issue, it could just be saying this is already starting to play out in your favor, right? So whether you physically have the finances in your possession, or you've just received word that, hey, this is pretty much how it's going to go down, looks like you're in a positive position, at least as far as that goes. In the near future position, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here. And yeah, definitely looks like there's, again, a lot of signs pointing to stability, growth around finances, right? Security. So, especially, like I said, if this was some kind of a financial situation where maybe you were done wrong in some way, it looks like that will be getting resolved in your favor soon. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Six of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, which for you guys is your 11th house, which we also saw come up with the dice. So yeah, for some of you, maybe this is around a group you might have been dealing with, right? So whether it be a friendship, some kind of a, if you're in a workplace, maybe it was your work environment, whatever the case may be, looks like they could have had some role in the way the situation played out as far as, you feeling a little bit disappointed in them and possibly getting some distance from them for that reason. All right. In the environment position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So for some of you, I could definitely see this as representing another person, meaning that, whatever the situation is, where they might have thought that they were winning in the situation with the justice playing out the way it's playing out now, could just be saying that now actually the scales are being rebalanced and it's working out more so in your favor. So they could be the ones experiencing the setback. But I do have to say, if you look at the artwork, the outfit between these two cards is very, very similar, right? So for some of you, this could even just be you looking back on, maybe this was a situation that you spent a long time building up, and you might feel disappointment around that, right? So even if it's ultimately working out in your favor, it still might not be necessarily the way you'd hoped it would have played out, right? So like I said, if someone deceives you in some way in the workplace or whatever the case may be, or in some kind of a business partnership, but ends up playing out in your favor, yes, that's great, right? That you might have the tangible, physical benefit from the situation, but there could be like the emotional letdown, right? That to think that someone would try to get one over on you that way, obviously. So that could be like the push pull dynamic you're feeling at this time. In the hopes or fears position, we have the World. So yeah, so at the very least, to me, this says that you're hoping that this was a one-time thing, right? That you don't have to repeat the cycle again. Like I said, even though it seems to be playing out in your favor, it just seems like it might have been a stressful situation and one that was just ultimately disappointing for you on an emotional level. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Moon. So yeah, so if you feel like you're not quite fully grasping the full picture of what took place here, right? Like maybe, again, even if the tangible results, right? Public recognition that, oh, Aries was in the right, Aries handled it well, right? Maybe getting some physical, tangible proof that you were in the right in the situation, but emotionally, again, still trying to figure out, okay, what was that about, right? So, like this is saying that's the case, just pay attention to the main lunar cycles that play out over the next month, and it might actually help shed some light on the situation. So we have a new moon coming up in Libra in a couple of days here. That's one to watch out for. Actually, I think it's coming up tomorrow, but we have that. 21st, sorry. So yeah, the 21st will be that new moon with Libra. Then we'll have the full moon in Taurus on the 5th of November, and then there's going to be a new moon in Scorpio on the 20th of November. So, especially those two, given that they're both financial houses for you guys, you might find out a little bit more around those. But yeah, definitely watch out for that. And bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So this is actually Taurus energy here. So again, I feel like this is pointing to the physical, tangible world for you guys, right? But also with the Hierophant in particular, I feel like this is saying also to have some faith that, even if you're not seeing results of these things shifting in the physical, tangible world right now, have a little bit of faith that it will work out. All right. And from the four agreements, we have don't take anything personally, and it says become immune to poison. Right? It says the whole world can gossip about you, and if you don't take it personally, you are immune. Immunity to poison in the middle of hell is the gift of the second agreement. So, kind of an odd message, right? Sounds a little intense, but at the same time, I feel like this is saying that maybe this is something that public opinion hasn't been playing out in your favor just yet, right? But I feel like this is saying ultimately the best thing you could do, right, is rather than overshare and push to prove your point. I feel like this is saying, just let things play out a little bit more on a karmic level, and eventually you will be cleared anyway. So that could be what they're saying there. It's like even if right now people have their doubts around your role in the situation, if you give it a little bit of time, eventually your name will be cleared. And then that does remind me of the fact that we will have Mercury retrograde. It's going to initially start in Sagittarius on the 9th of November, and then it'll go into Scorpio 10 days after that, and wrap up in general 10 days beyond that. So, yeah, month of November with the retrograde energies, there could definitely be some shifts around people seeing things through a different lens during that time. And from the Wisdom Oracle, we have time for a nap. There's the artwork, and the number's 24. I will say at a minimum, like we talked about, you guys are going to have Neptune moving out of your sign and back into Pisces, but that energy in and of itself could feel a little bit draining, so timing sounds about right for that there, but we'll see what it has to say in the book. All right, essential meanings says rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. The Oracle's message: this is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your list, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from your inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas float through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So yeah, definitely a positive message here, and at least supports that Eight of Swords energy in the short term, right? Which is to say that, yeah, this might not be the time to push forward on something. All right, the relationship message says, when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So that'll be a positive message here as well. As far as, like we said, it seems like this is definitely a month where passivity might be a little bit beneficial for you this month. The prosperity message says, this is a great time to take a break from your busy schedule and allow yourself the opportunity to step back. Your plans are meant to be put on ice. Your goals can wait. Dream, imagine, and let go of attachments to any outcome now. Meditate and take a holiday if you can. Things will speed up soon enough. After a break, you may want to make some changes. Epiphanies have an amazing way of arising when you take your focus off your to-do list and allow yourself to rest. So, definitely a positive message here as well, and that does make me think of the fact that when it does come to career, you guys will have Mars come into your sign during the month of December, so that might be a better time to be more action-oriented in that area of life in particular. But hopefully that resonated for you guys. I'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.